and welcome to today's video. I'm so excited for this one. It is the single eyeshadow tag, which was created by A Makeup Journey on Instagram, aka Cassie. And I saw Riley doing this tag on her YouTube channel, and I will link all the information down below. Definitely check them out. If you love multi-chrome indie makeup single eyeshadow content, you will absolutely love their Instagrams and Riley's YouTube channel. And if you want to participate and you have an Instagram, then there is a sound you can use so that you can answer all the questions yourself. But of course, you can also leave your answers down in the comments. I'm such a nosy person and I would absolutely love to know your answers. So there are 10 questions in this tag and I have like 16 eyeshadows sitting in front of me. So if you don't like cheaters, then you're not going to like this video, but let's get right into it. First question is your current favorite single eyeshadow, which is such a hard hitting question. Honestly, I couldn't pick just one because I'm in a very specific phase where I love just the grungy green based multi-chrome shadows that have a pink, orange, red reflect in them. Also, this one is tricky for me to answer as I don't really use like one multi-chrome shadow multiple times a week. I do try to switch them out pretty consistently. But the two shadows that are my current favorite are Mural from Clionadh, which is this one right here, and Dry River Bed from Shall We Makeup, which is this one right here. They've definitely got similarities, but you can already tell like in the pan they look a little bit different. So let me just swatch these. I'm going to swatch them on my wrist actually because I kind of want to go down and see if I can swatch most of these shadows together so you can kind of see them all together. So that's Mural, and then here's Dry River Bed. I feel like this one is more sheer, and it looks a little bit more textured in the pan, but I promise you it's not. Actually, I'm going to lower the light. I felt like it was getting really blown out because I have so many lights on right now. So you can kind of see how these look. This one's way more sheer than Mural. I'm actually going to add another layer of each of them just to really layer them on. I am swatching these dry. And there's something about these. I think it's really the contrast for me that is so captivating. And these are just shadows that I want to wear every day. Like if you told me to pick a shadow to wear for a week straight, it would be one or the other of these shadows for sure. Second question is, and your previous favorite before your current came along? Again, I couldn't just pick one because technically it was kind of a couple, so we're gonna take it back. So I have a Red Giant from Terra Moons. I have been singing the praises of the shadow ever since I got it a couple years ago. I love the shadow. There's quite a bit of a dip in it. I'm actually surprised I haven't hit pan on this one yet, but this for me is kind of like, what is that commercial for, like Frank's Red Hot? I put that shit on everything. Like that's this shade for me. I would just put it with any look, on the cheeks, just everywhere, and find any reason to wear the shadow because it is so beautiful. So let me just swatch this one right below everything. Oh, I love this one so much. It is not the shiniest by like 2023 standards anymore, but also this is an older shadow in my collection, but it is still so stunning, especially as highlighter because of its smoothness. And then also my previous favorite was Lucid Lavender from Touch of Glam Beauty. I think this was my first time running into this shade before other brands came out with similar or almost the same shades. So here's the original formulation and here's the reformulated version. So I'm going to swatch both, and I actually really do like the original version as well. I mean, look at that. It is so beautiful. It's purple and I just love that. So this one is a little bit more sheer. Look at how beautiful my finger looks now. And then here's the reformulated version. So it is a bit more opaque. And to me, I still love the original because of its sheerness essentially. So I think it opens it up to the opportunity to layer this one. And also because of its sheerness, this will look absolutely beautiful as a one and done shadow on the lid. It is just magical. I love me some purples. Next question is your favorite one and done single shadow. There is quite a few, but for the most part, it is this type of color of a multi-chrome, and that is Tucana. There is a similar shadow somewhat, but a different finish and a little bit of a different look to it, which I will talk about later as one of the answers to another question, and that is Vermilion from Clionadh. But Tucana, it's just such a versatile shade. I did do a video where I did 3 different looks with it to show you kind of how versatile it is for a lighter look all the way to a more deeper, smokier look. So this one is just such a good one, just all over the lid. You don't even need a matte eyeshadow, honestly. This is going to look so pretty and it is so sparkly. So this one has a stunning gold yellow shift to it. And I think that's why, because of these tones between the pinky peach to the gold yellow, it's just so wearable. Next question is single shadow you think is underrated. This one was really hard for me because there's honestly so many single shadows that are not talked about a lot. That being said, what really came to mind was just purple multi-chrome shadows from Shine by SD in general. They have such a variety besides Terra Moons, but I do feel like they have such a different formula from Terra Moons as well as different tones. So here's just 3 shadows that are purple that might look very similar, but there's so much dimension in these, and every time I use these, I am absolutely just stunned at how beautiful they are. So if you're a purple lover, you will absolutely love these. So here's the shade Temperature Rising, and I'm just gonna add another layer. Oh, that one is so pretty, and I love the flip in this one. It's so stunning. Another one is Flirtatious, and this one, again, this one's like more of a pinkier purple. They're just so smooth. They are a little bit on the drier side, which actually means that I get almost no creasing with these Shine by SD single shadows, and so this one has a really interesting flip. I'm not even sure how to describe it, like a pale yellow. It's just so interesting. These look so beautiful and smooth on the lid. No skin texture accentuation. Next shade is so tempting, and I just dug into it a little bit too much. So don't be like me, because now I have so much on my finger. But oh, this is such a pretty, again, it's like a pinkier purple, and I see lots of green on my end at least. Hopefully, I don't know if it's not really translating on camera, unfortunately, but this is such a beautiful shade. Next question, and this one is a juicy one, and it is a single shadow not worth the hype. I definitely had a couple more ideas, but I think one of my most recent disappointments was Leon from Odin's Eye. I know, look at it. It's so beautiful. There's something, though, about it. When I put it on the lid, I was kind of like, oh, okay. I just felt a little bit let down because it did kind of dull out a little bit on the lid, even over a tacky primer. And because of that, I'm putting it in this category because I know this one like sold out, maybe even 2 times in a row. Funny enough, my reel with this is like at 2.5 million plays, and I almost didn't post it because I was like, you know what, it doesn't look that shiny. And would you look at that? I think it's because it is just so vibrant in general. It just really captures your attention. But again, like I said, I feel like it's one of those black base eyeshadows that does just turn a little bit less shiny once it's on the lid and its swatch is really shiny. So I'm just gonna swatch that one right here. And you can really see the black base, so you do have to go in. It definitely helps to have some sort of a tacky primer to help it kind of even out. Like when I look at my swatch and I look at this, I mean, they don't look like on par with each other, and I'm just gonna keep adding a little bit more. Again, this is a dry swatch, but okay, that's a little bit better, so I had to build it up a bit. And this was the last shadow from when that collection launched that I thought I would be disappointed in, because it just, everywhere I saw the shadow, it looked so shiny, so vibrant. Number 6 is single shadow that best represents your favorite singles brand, and I for sure had to go with Welt from Clionadh. This is like one of my most favorite black base multi-chromes to this day. And this one to me just represents Clionadh because it just reminds me of when they launched their stained glass collection. They first came out with the black base multi-chromes as well as the glitter multi-chromes, and I believe maybe the iridescent 1 and 2 or something like that. But this shade just to me stood out, especially from the black base multi-chrome, because there are a lot of black base multi-chrome shades that I have seen launch from other brands, and to this day this one is one of the most unique. It is a little bit similar to Karla Cosmetics Neverland, but they are still a little bit different enough for me. But that being said, this is just, I mean, just look at it. It is so shiny. Especially over a tacky primer, it is such a beautiful shadow. I'm gonna have to insert other swatches because to me it looks bright green. Question 7 is such a great question. A single shadow you grew to like. Really had to think about this one because I think for the most part I love most multi-chrome shadows. Usually I can kind of tell if I'm going to like it right away. Is it shiny? Is it smooth? Is it sparkly? Or if it is a little flaky, but is it at least sparkly? Does it smooth out? Etc, etc. And I actually ended up doing a whole video dedicated to this collection, and this is the Pastel Multi-Chrome Cathedral from Clionadh. So in general, the pastel multi-chromes I feel like are very underrated. They are, you know, not on the most shiftiest side. They're definitely a little bit more wearable, everyday kind of multi-chromes. So let me swatch that one. This is Cathedral. And so you can see it's not the shiniest, but it is so versatile. I love the tone of this one, specifically out of all 4 of the shades. I don't really have space, but we're gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna add a little bit more. It looks pink, but to me, I see like a dirty, mossy, yellowy brown. Clearly, I'm really good with words. And this one to me was just a little bit underwhelming, obviously, especially compared to like the black-based multi-chromes. But I did give them another chance, and I really grew to love them. Question 8 is a single shadow you would give to your worst enemy, and this one made me laugh because it is so funny, and I love Riley's choice because the shadow would make your enemy stained, and I think that's brilliant. So I wanted to go a little bit of a different route, and I chose probably one of the ugliest multi-chrome shadows I have. Ugliest in a sense that there's just like something about it. It's really, really satin already when you swatch it, so it dulls out even more on the lid. It's such a weird shadow, especially from Terra Moons, and this shadow is Falling Star. There was another shadow that launched along with this one, which was a kind of the same kind of vibe, but it was, I think, red and something else. And I mean, just in the pan, it looks pretty cool, right? But I don't know, there's just something weird. It also feels kind of weird when you're swatching it. There's like a weird feeling to it. It does have potential if it was shinier, so you could see the purple and then the pink flash, and then there's like a almost teal base to it. It's really interesting, but like not quite there. Question number 9 is a single shadow you would pay double for. Oh, this one without question, the first shadow that came to mind was definitely Divina Moonlit. This is such a stunning shadow. I believe it's only $8 and it is code eligible, which brings it down even further. This is such a beautiful shadow. The texture, the color, the way it looks and applies, it just feels like a luxury shadow. It is one of my absolute most favorite single shadows. Is it a multi-chrome? No, but it is sparkly. I mean, look at that. And the swatch, beautiful. So reflective, so shiny, and I love the tone of this. And this is a great everyday or even just like going out kind of eyeshadow for that extra glitz and glam. And the last question is a single shadow that best represents you. Okay, this one was really, really hard, and I had to pick 2 shadows. So like I said, if you don't like cheating, then hopefully you've already clicked out of this video because I don't want to hear it. But I picked 2 shadows, and these are from Clionadh, and this is Verte and Vermilion. Oh, it would be helpful if I was in frame. And just look at these in the pan. These are so, so beautiful. I love this formula. These are the deep iridescent formula, and they are smooth and they're shiny. They don't accentuate lid texture. They're shifty. I love the colors that they shift to. This one is a little bit more of the kind of like everyday Millie. This one is more like the colorful, fun Millie, even though I'm actually not sure if people consider green eyeshadow colorful. I think maybe more like purples and like a red shadow would be colorful. Let me know in the comments below what you consider colorful, but it is definitely a bit more on the colorful side because no one will miss your lids with this shade nor this shade. So let me finally swatch them, stop talking about them. So here's a Verte. Oh my god, it's so shiny and it shifts to purple. Okay, so yeah, it is definitely more colorful. This one is so beautiful. You could definitely also just wear this one on its own and kind of sheer it out because you can see my skin tone kind of peeking through from below, and then just layering it on a little bit more to get it opaque. I see a lot of the brownish base from my angle. Oh, it is so beautiful, so shiny. And this one, like I said, it looks like your lids are glowing green and then shifting to purple. And then Vermilion, like kind of like same thing. Look at how shiny, beautiful that is. And the shift on this one, I think this was a little bit similar to Tucana, but the finish is totally different, and it can be definitely much more opaque. This is a beautiful one and done shadow, or just throw a matte in the crease and put this all over the lid. You could also deepen up the lid, pop even more if you put this on a darker base. These are just chef's kiss. So that concludes this single eyeshadow tag. Make sure you check out A Makeup Journey and Seeking Shifts. Give them some love, give them some likes and comments. And of course, if you want to participate in this amazing tag, it was so much fun. I really had a great time picking these out and just really thinking about them. I really wanted to film this video as soon as possible, but I was like, I need to let these cook and really think about if I want to pick these ones. I do think I could do a video dedicated to like each of those questions, honestly, because I would have so many shadows to choose, and this was like really hard to narrow it down to the 16 that I have now, even though it should have been 10. So let me know your answers below, and also would love to know if there's any shadows that surprised you. And thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you next time.